Right, here we go.
All right, y'all. So we have week 17, 5-minute wins. We have our complex Phoenix. This is gonna be all max 6 stations, 3 times around. On this, you're gonna stay in the same spot. Hitting all 3 exercises, a total of 9 sets before you rotate to the next area in the room. So our section 1 would be all dumbbells. So you're gonna see more unilateral work on this one. So it speeds up demonstrations. You don't have to worry about trying to demonstrate all 3 exercises. You might have some circuits that are like that, but most of them are gonna be unilateral work. So dumbbells, you have your dumbbell high knee with jump squat. So you have some entertainment here. You can play Van Housing jump around or crisscross jump. There's a bunch of things you can do here that you can utilize to add some entertainment. With this, you can it's not about how far back you go. You do want to be aware of your surroundings, make sure there's no dumbbells around you. So as you are doing the high knees, don't go too far behind the dumbbell. Stay relatively close to it and then hop to it, and then add that jump squat. You can hold there's 2 ways you can do this one. You can keep the dumbbell upright, which would be a little easier, less range of motion. Or if you want to get deeper in the squat, grab it by the bar. So have the dumbbell laid flat on the ground. So that's going to be exercise A for the dumbbell section. Exercise B, we're going to be doing a swing into a high row. So we're going to work with a vertical, you get your vertical pull here. Actually, you're kind of getting a horizontal pull too as you pull up with the high roll. So you want to drive the elbow back. So entertainment, you can play swing on this one because it is a dumbbell swing. And you're going to see on one side for exercise A, and you see the other side for exercise B. If people are not working on that swing, I recommend doing like a single arm offset deadlift with like a shrug, or they can just do a high row. If they have any pivot in the shoulders, avoid that, or they can circulate dumbbell swing if they're not going to hit the high row in that movement. And that is exercise B and C for the dumbbell section. So we're gonna go to the power bands. You have your power band, ISO hold, ISO squat, 3-way row. So this one is arms extended. You're gonna keep your arms extended as you get 1 row, 2 row, and then you go for 3 row. Work on the range of motion with the squat. Make sure you're putting the weight in the heel. Don't rely on the power bands to hold you up. So you can make sure they're sitting down, thighs parallel to the floor. If you walk further back from the anchor point, the more resistance you're gonna get, the closer you are, it'll make it easier. And then B and C, same movement. You're going to switch up sides. So you're going to work with anti-rotation, arms extended. You can challenge and working with 2 bands, but if you find that people are having a hard time fighting the band, right? I always say you control the band, the band control you. You control the band, don't let the band control you. So you want to make sure the band is right in front of the chest the whole time. If you find that it's going back towards the anchor point, it's too much. So you got to drop down to 1, drop down to 1, and focus on the anti-rotation. Arms are straight in front. Your fist should be right in front of the mid part of your pec. Your pecs, as you hold it, walk out without compromising form and walk it back. At any point, if it becomes too much out front, you keep it close to your chest, but still keep it in as you work with that lateral walk. So that's going to be B and C for that second circuit. Then we're going to make our way to the kettlebells. So we're going to get a vertical push here and get a little heart rate up there as well as you work with the side lunge. So working the legs and getting the shoulders involved. So make sure they alternate on this one. I think the video does show alternating. So you want to make sure you're alternating as you go into that side lunge. Toes straight, hips back, shoulder square. Very important so you're not flaring the toes out, putting any pressure on your knee. As you come up, you can hit that press jack, hit the other side. So again, alternate within that 20 seconds so you're not focusing on one side, and then it goes into a unilateral. Then we'll go to a push-up with the shoulder tap. So usually working with a larger kettlebell on this one so you're not risking any movement of the kettlebell to mess your wrists up. So there's an added challenge for your core, right? Recommend wide base, so have a wider base on this one. Get a nice pause at the top as you get that single leg, single arm. So working shoulder stability, come across the body, hit that tap, right back to that push-up. Obviously, this is an advanced movement. Therefore, someone is still struggling with the push-ups. they can just do this without the kettlebell from the ground. They can still focus on coming out the movement, staying on the same side as they tap it out, and then exercise C just as they tap, switch up arms. Don't alternate through it because then it's going to mess it up. They're going to be doing push-ups for the next two, or the push-ups with alternating shorter taps for the last two sections of this exercise. So stay on one side for B, hit the other side for C as you do your shorter taps. Then we got some power here with the wall ball self. So you have your kneeling overhead press. This one is a lot of power. You want to generate the power from the core. So you want to really engage your core. So focus on core tight as you come overhead and really force that ball to the wall. Let it roll back to you. Let it roll back to you. Obviously, the further you are from the wall, the harder it's going to be. The closer to the wall, it makes it a little easier. And if you see someone you're rocking it out with a 10-pound vert ball and they don't need it, tell them to increase the weight on it. That has to be a coaching opportunity. Tell them to go a little heavier. If they're wilding out with a light one, there's a big guy or a strong chick, whoever it might be. Then we're gonna go with our skater with rotational wall slams. So we're working the rotation, single leg balance on this one, and some locomotion. So we're gonna go the skater from the right to the wall, and then you're just gonna switch up for C, going left to the wall. So distance, speed, challenge, pace for sure on this. If the skater's not for them, have them to stick with a rotational slam, facing one way for exercise B, face the opposite direction for exercise C. Then we're going to go over to the mini bands. We're going to get some more like corrective stuff here. So working the hips, we have your hip opener on this. It should go, the mini band should go above the knee. On this, you want to hold an iso squat. If you find that you are having a hard time squatting, this is where they should elevate their heels. Elevate their heels onto a surface. If you have poly beams or something, they can put their heels on to help them get down in that squat. And they want to focus on, they're going to alternate on this one. You're going to alternate, open up the hips right, go to left. All right. So if you have hip issues, this is great for that. Working adduction as well. Glute activation. So this is going to help in that glute area. And then it's all going to be all hips. So then you go down with your lateral walks. So walk it out laterally. You can the ankle is going to be the most intense. As you make your way up, the larger body group, muscle groups will be easier. So go from shins above the knee. Don't put it on the knee. So take a few steps to the right, taking a few steps back to the left within that 20 seconds. So coach up 3 to 5 steps to the right, go back 3 to 5 steps to the left within that 20 seconds. It's going to be a nice little hip glute burner station. Then I'll go with a quick transition. You're going to come into a high plank, put the mini band. So this one, you're going to have 3 different exercises, but it should be all pretty basic to demonstrate. You're going to go into a high plank. You're going to have the 3 taps. You're going to go up, side, back, up, side, back. So working shoulder mobility, shoulder stability, core. They had to drop down to the knees, and they're not going down to the floor. Just doing a shoulder adduction with the mini band will be great for mobility work as well. But with the high plank, you're going to add the instability. So you're going to add more stability work of the shoulder, where a lot of people lack the stability of the shoulder. So it's a great corrective exercise for that. And then the six station. We're going to go up to the Bosu ball. You have a Bosu ball strike, lateral strike. They can walk that one out, flip it over to a mountain climber, drive the knees into the chest, and then we have a push off or push aways. So it's a 3 count, 1 on the ball, 2 off the ball, 1 on the ball, 2 off the ball, and you can challenge pace on that as well. Then we're going to go into our finisher, brand new finisher. It's more modern with the song, right? So it's like not it has a thunderstruck feel to it. There's like 32 jump squats, so it'll be a stationary sprint with a jump squat. So every time it says finish, finisher, finish it, you want to hit a jump squat or a squat. So my recommendation for this, as it is a brand new finisher, to have the iPod in your hand. You can put the lyrics up. Obviously, review it before the class tomorrow. And just so you kind of know, you will feel like in the chorus. Again, the chorus is very easy. You'll know when they're going to say finisher and finish it. But like in the verse, there are a couple finishes. If you don't hit them, absolutely fine. They're starting to get a high 20 squats. But if you do have it, it's kind of like a thunderstruck when they have that one that's like It's a quick thunder, but it's there, and no one really hears it. But there is within the verse, there are a few finish. They say finish where you can, if you know it, once you start doing more of them, you'll know it's there. You'll hear it too, because it is pretty clear to say they say finish. It's just kind of awkward within the verse. When the chorus, you actually know when it's going to come. The verse is always towards the end. But Sam and I have done it a couple times together. And it's a fun one. It's a good higher energy song, and it's a newer song. That we're going to bring to you. So doing it with the class too, especially since it is new, they get awkward. So put your mind zone on, have some fun with it, all right? Because like when I first started with in the heights, and when we introduced Thunderstruck, we did Thunderstruck at every session until people started understanding like what the concept of the movements were, right? So you might not do it, if we do it again, we might have to do it as much in every session because people will know it by then, but probably for tomorrow and Monday, you're probably gonna want to do it with the session like in the front, and they follow you. So be the choreographer. There's a 3 minute and 20-second song, kind of like Roxanne, but it is a higher energy. There are a lot of finishers, finish it within the song. If you got the space, they can run around the room. And sprint in the room instead of staying stationary. So again, that's something you can coach up to for the small class instead of just staying in one spot. Have them move a little bit, and they go into it. So that's what I wanted to put in that because it is a brand new one. And I highly recommend doing it with the classes so they get the hang of it and having an iPad in the hand with the lyrics up.
Awesome. Is there any warm up that you would recommend?
Would it be in complex? Probably just a classic basic one. There's a lot more demonstrations, and then obviously we got this new finisher too. So it's probably gonna take some time for that. So something to keep your heart rate up, fast pace, nice breakdowns. But I wouldn't recommend like an energy warm up, a lineup, or anything like that because this will take 45 minutes, 50 minutes for sure.
All right, great. All right, let me stop this. All right.